began not so far from Saskatoon with a dream team in North Dakota.
The best team that's ever played at a World Junior Championship.
To win that gold was something very special, something that's going to stick with me for life.
You still remember it, obviously. Winning a championship and beating the rivals Russia was pretty special.
Those budding superstars may have started it all, but it has taken 132 players to get to this chance at history.
Six straight
gold medals.
They're all on the ice tonight. Every player.
This guy is unbelievable.
Every moment.
Halishuk with a golden goal for Canada.
When that OT goal went in, it was a pretty unbelievable feeling.
I remember seeing it go in and just what a thrill.
Bonded by the most coveted color in sport, gold.
It's always fun to go to different cities and see the guys again.
It's a lifetime bond that you have with the players in that dressing room.
And you go play with Team Canada with them and you just become best friends. It's a great feeling.
We're all part of this legacy.
I mean, 6 in a row, that's all you got to say. It's a great opportunity to do it and to do it on our home soil. I'll be rooting everybody on.
I mean, 6 in a row in anything is pretty awesome.
We're brothers.
We're teammates.
We're Team Canada.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and yes, here we go again. Canada Day in January, or perhaps will it be the Americans' turn tonight to reclaim gold at the World Juniors? As we say hello, Canada, James Duthie with you. Welcome to the gold medal game at the 2010 World Junior Hockey Championship, otherwise known as New Year's Eve, the Encore. These two teams have ended the last 2 calendar years with epic battles. Tonight, a fitting end to the trilogy. This time the stakes are higher. This time the winner takes gold. The U.S. beat Canada 6 years ago for their only gold medal at this tournament in Helsinki. Canada hasn't lost a gold since. They look to extend the streak. The Americans will try to bookend it. They step on the ice next.
The 2010 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you by Imperial Oil, proud sponsor of Hockey Canada for 25 years. Celebrate hockey with Esso Hockey gift cards, only at Esso and On the Run locations. By RBC, enthusiastic sponsor of the 2010 Olympic Torch Relay. By Nike, official training partner of Team Canada. And by TELUS, proud partner of Hockey Canada. The 2010 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you by Chevrolet, proud partner of Hockey Canada. By Molson Canadian, brewed with the best this land has to offer. And by Pepsi, the new Hockey Canada cheer is here. Go to Pepsi.ca and be part of Cheer Nation today.
Let's go here, fellas, hey, let's go here!
The forwards, number 8, Danny Cristo. Number 21, Garrett Steffen. Number 29, Jerry Domingo.
James Duffy back with Bob McKenzie. Goaltending so often decides these games. Jake Allen, Mike Lee. Does anyone have the advantage?
Wow, Mike Lee's had even more pressure-packed situations, but Jake Allen's won 118 before. Is it going to be the St. Louis draftee from New Brunswick and Jake Allen, or is it going to be the Phoenix Coyote draftee from Roswell, Minnesota, and that's for the Americans? One of them's going to step up here tonight.
Nationalities blurred tonight as well. Brandon Cozen, born in the U.S., playing for Canada. Ray Bourque's son. Ray Bourque, the legendary Canadian. Basil McRae playing for the Americans. And let's send it to Gord Miller and Pierre Maguire with the call.
Goal is on the line. Gordy's on the ticket. And it's two arch rivals, Canada and the United States, who played a tremendous hockey game here on New Year's Eve. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Saskatoon as we get set for the gold medal game of the 2010 World Junior Hockey Championship. Tonight's starting goalies are brought to you by Chevrolet, proud partner of Hockey Canada. 19-year-old Jake Allen from Fredericton, New Brunswick. Plays for Montreal in the Quebec Major Junior League. Allowed 1 goal on 21 shots in Canada's semifinal win over the Swiss. And for the U.S., 19-year-old Mike Lee from Roswell, Minnesota, stopped 27 out of 29 against the Swedes. And he was outstanding throughout this tournament for the U.S. He did not play in the game against Canada on New Year's Eve. The referees are Christer Larking of Sweden, he's on the left, Tom Laxonen of Finland on the right. Canada looking for an unprecedented 6th consecutive gold medal in this tournament. Their last loss in the medal round to the United States 6 years ago today in Helsinki, Finland. Canada won the round-robin meeting by a score of 5-4 in a shootout. The Americans led that game 4-2 in the third period. And Canada will be the home team with the last change in red. Two great rivals, 1 gold medal, and away we go. Matt Donovan picks it up and plays it across for Cam Fowler. He's one of 9 players in this game playing against a teammate. And a long drive by Danny Cristo, gloved by Jake Allen.
Well, Willie Desjardins is the general manager and head coach of the Medicine Hat Tigers in the Western Hockey League. He's undefeated so far through this tournament. He's a very emotional guy. He's not afraid to challenge his players. One thing he has, Gord, he's got a goaltender in Jake Allen from Fredericton, New Brunswick, who has tremendous rebound control. And that's one of the things that's going to help this defense a lot, especially with Travis Hamonic out of the lineup.
Hamonic was injured in Canada's semifinal win against Switzerland. He's on the Canadian bench in uniform. And Braden Shen, a Saskatoon native who dreamed of playing in this tournament, couldn't have imagined that someday would happen in his hometown. He's trying to join his brother Luke as gold medalist brothers for Canada. And that is a very rare occurrence. It's only happened twice before, most recently to the Niedermeyer. Brought ahead now. And peeling back is the American captain, Derek Steffen. He's the only American player with a point in every game. Here's Ryan Bourque with it. Back he goes to John Carlson. Carlson walks in, and the puck rolled off his stick. Ryan Bourque with it now. Puck rolling for him as well. He fires, goes off the leg of Gabriel Bourque, but not out. Calvin DeHaan trying to play it out, and now Bourque with it. He's got Jordan Eberle with him, and Patrice Cormier. In comes Bourque, in comes Cormier. His shot was blocked, and the Americans counterattack 3-on-2. Jason Zucker for Ryan Bourque. Rink wide they go. Jordan Schrader with a shot. That's stopped by Allen. Great early pace here in the first period. And Schrader, the Americans' all-time leading point getter in this tournament. Peels it back across the line. Flips it there for David Warsofsky. The puck tipped in front. Allen down. Jeremy Morin takes a whack at it. And Allen equal to the task.
David Warsofsky, number 5 in white for Team USA, does a nice job walking the line, and he opens up a shooting avenue for himself. Good screen down in front for Zucker, and then Jeremy Morin racks away at it. There's an example of the rebound control, though, Gord, from Jake Allen. He's usually very square to the shooters, and when he does give up a rebound, it's not a huge one. It's in tight, and he can freeze it.
Canada controls off the face-off, and Ryan Ellis plays it there for Taylor Hall, the youngest player on this Canadian team. Last year, it was Ellis in that position. And that pass for Kadri misfires. Icing is the call. Canada undefeated to this point of the World Junior Open with the most lopsided shutout win in Canada's history. 16-0 over Latvia, 6-0 over Switzerland. With a hard-fought New Year's Eve game, 5-4 in the shootout, followed by the 6-1 win over Switzerland in the semifinal. Now breaking it away is Taylor Hall. Hall works in there on Warsofsky and leaves it down in the corner for Greg Nemes. Hall and Nemes, Windsor Spitfire teammates, and now it's scooped up by Chris Kreider. Couldn't clear out the first try. Now Lashoff sends it down, and it rolls down to Allen.
One positive thing early on here, Gord, for Canada, very good face-offs.
Kadri walks the line, sends it in front. Jordan Kyrou shoots, that goes wide. Alex Pietrangelo steps up. Top-scoring defenseman in this tournament, plays it down for Cadell. Looking for Hall. Hall gets hammered into the end boards by Matt Donovan. Thought there should have been a penalty. And now Philip McRae of the London Knights plays it across for Fowler. Centering pass by Palmieri, and McRae couldn't knock that down. Pietrangelo reaching for it. And now here's Philip McRae, who plays on the same line as Nazem Kadri in London. And Luke Adams away with it. Up he goes for Jordan Cadell. Centering pass. Adam backhand shot, score!
You're talking about Philip McRae. One-on-one battles matter. Pietrangelo does a good job down low. He separates McRae from the puck. Quick transition. Give it up to Cadell. Luke Adams from St. John's, Newfoundland, driving to the net. He goes 5-hole on Mike Lee, making 1-0. Nice distribution by Cadell, and then a slick backhand finish by Luke Adams. 1-0 Canada.
In each of its 5 consecutive gold medal game wins, Canada has scored the first goal. In fact, Canada has outscored the opposition 11-1. And now Danny Cristo comes back for the U.S. On New Year's Eve, the Americans answer the Canadian goal very quickly. And that was a key strike for the Americans. Now, back comes Team Canada. Brandon McMillan swings it down low. McMillan peeling back with Jordan Eberle. And Braden Shen out there as well. Here's McMillan. Back in front for Shen, has time, can't pull the trigger. He was stripped of the puck, now gets it back. Shen shoots, he just goes wide. And Stepan plays it back. John Ramage, whose dad, Rob, played for Canada in 2 World Juniors in the 70s. Plays it ahead. And now John Carlson. Carlson jumping ahead, Pietrangelo intercepts, and lays it up for Brandon Kozin. Kozin at the line for Cormier. That play was offside, and Carlson filled in Cormier.
Carlson and Cormier will see a lot of each other at the next level. Carlson, a Washington Capital, who's already played 3 games in the NHL. Cormier, a New Jersey Devils second rounder. He's NHL ready pretty quick.
Now Cormier with the steal, plays it in deep. Warsofsky flips it ahead. Knocked down and lifted in the air by DeHaan, looking for Taylor Hall, who almost got there. Lashoff took it away. Great early pace here in the first. And Zucker flips it down for the U.S. That goes Calvin DeHaan, who missed 2 of Canada's games. And he gets nailed there by Zucker. And now Morin comes in on Greg Nemes. Zucker sends it out front. Trader with a shot. Out with a quick blocker save. And DeHaan up for Nemes as he collides with Lashoff and plays it down in the American zone. Canada has won 6 in a row against the U.S. going back to the gold medal game in 04. Now Kyrou fires, and a great save there by Lee. Ryan Ellis tries to set it in front. That's blocked, and Jared Cowan can't hold the line. Cowan, who did not get a shift in the semifinal win over Switzerland, fires it in, and they're calling that icing.
Well, the Stampeding Elephants, ever since they've been put together, Luke Adams, Jordan Cadell, in the big body of Stephane de la Riviere, make a difference early on. Great feed from Cadell to Luke Adams. Little saucer passing in the backhand through the legs of Mike Lee out of St. Cloud State. Bob McKenzie talked about it. It's a goaltender showdown. So far, the goaltender for Canada, Jake Allen, a little bit ahead. And Canada Gore thriving because they're winning a lot of faceoffs early on.
Another big win by Adam in the defensive zone, and now Cam Fowler with it. Got it for Jeremy Morin. That pass knocked down, and Morin has to retreat. Morin plays for the Kitchener Rangers of the Ontario Hockey League. His coach, Steve Spott, is an assistant coach for Team Canada in this tournament. And here's Donovan, almost stripped of the puck by Shannon. And Donovan swept that by Ken Hall. Now Brandon McMillan with it, and Ryan Ellis flips it out. Canada in the midst of a change, leading 1-0. Shots are 4-1 in favor of the U.S. A.J. Jenks in across the line. Jenks with a shot, and Allen makes the pad save. Braden Shen lifts another chance now for McMillan. He's got Everly with him. Brandon McMillan. That shot goes off the leg of Carlson and wide. Now a bouncing puck picked up by McMillan. Flips it in front. Carlson trying to knock it down. Gets it away from Everly. Now McMillan holds it. Sends that in front off the side of the goal. Pietrangelo moves in. Alex Pietrangelo. He's taken down by Kreider. And Donovan lays it there for Carlson. John Carlson lifts it up to center ice. Pietrangelo with it. Look for a change and dump it in deep. Carlson. Rink line for D'Amigo. That pass broken up, and Colton Tubert sends it back in. Gabriel Bork's pass broken up. And away comes Danny Cristo across the line. Cristo poke check. Carlson though keeps it alive. And DeHaan chips it down. Bork to Kozin. Still the top scorer in the Western Hockey League despite being away for 3 weeks. Chipped in. Here's Kadri. He collides with Lashoff. And Lashoff kicks that free. Taylor Hall streaks that loose puck. Plays it back. Scandella's shot bounces way up in the air off a leg in front. Neiman down to Kadri. Nazem Kadri feeds it in front. Lee down. Hall couldn't pull the trigger. Hall back with it. Taylor Hall drops it back. Here's Scandella with a shot. Knocked down in front. And scooped up quickly by Derek Stepan, the American captain, who plays it out. Ryan Lashoff steps up. In across the line, he fires. Allen makes the save off the lively end boards. It goes on back of the goal. And play continues as the puck is loose beside the Canadian goal. Delarivere shovels that down for Ellis. Ryan Ellis goes rink wide for Delarivere. Poke check there by Schrader. And Scandella lets it way up in the air down to the U.S. zone. Off the sideboards, Jason Zucker tries to knock it down. And away comes Caron. That big line out there now for Canada. Delarivere has it. He shoots and misses high and wide. Back of the line, Tubert can't keep it alive, and now Zucker with it. And Tubert stymies that rush. Cam Fowler swinging down. A surefire top 5 pick for the upcoming NHL draft. One of 6 Windsor Spitfires in the tournament. One of 5 in this game. And Pietrangelo chips it out for Brandon McMillan. He's got Everly with him. In comes McMillan. Sends it in front. He just missed Everly. Now Shen races the puck. Knocked by him by A.J. Jenks. 3-on-2 U.S. Morin across the line. Drops it back for Jenks. Flips it back in front. And Morin couldn't find the handle. Now McMillan back with Everly. Pass for Everly was too far, and across the line they go. And that is offside. 11:47 to go in what's already a great first period. "20 years ago, TSN televised its first World Junior from Saskatoon. And here we are again, where it all started for us. And that was a classic gold medal showdown that year between Canada and the then Soviet Union. Now Gabriel Bork swings it back in for Canada. Knocked down by Kyle Palmieri. And here's Kozin with it. Born in California, now Kozin playing for Team Canada. As Carlson plays it up for Jerry D'Amigo. He got stymied, now Carlson plays it ahead.
Gordon, you see that last play by Cormier? That's how you get speed out of it. Angling by Cormier against a very quick Jerry D'Amigo, who's really got a hot stick for the Americans. The last 2 games, 4 goals, 2 in each game.
Lead pass missed for D'Amigo. Now it's quickly picked up by Calvin DeHaan of the Oshawa Generals. Plays it ahead. And Greg Nemes chips it in deep. Kadri, Hall, and Nemes back out there for Canada. Jake Gardner battling for the puck in the corner, pulls it away. He gets slammed there by Kadri. Now Ryan Bork with it. Kadri stepped into him. And the puck out to center ice as Tubert goes back. DeHaan out there along with Tubert. The pass through the middle for Kadri missed, but he gets it right back. In he comes. Nazem Kadri. Long shot. That goes wide all the way out the other side. And Pietrangelo gathers it up. Pietrangelo pounds that in deep. Lashoff had to go through his feet. Taylor Hall couldn't handle it. And now it's moved ahead. Morin stripped of the puck. And Luke Adams out there battling now with Jeremy Morin. Puck loose for Caron. Luke Adams flips that back over the net. And Caron goes looking for it. At the line, Pietrangelo can't hold it. And breaking in is Tyler Johnson. He can fly. Johnson in, taken down. There's no penalty. Good non-call. Now a steal by Matt Donovan. And Tyler Johnson is down in the corner and very slow to get to his feet. Tyler Johnson taken down. And he is shaken up as he makes his way back to the U.S. bench.
In the last game, he had an assist and a goal, both of them shorthanded for Team USA. He plays for the Spokane Chiefs of the Western Hockey League. He gets a foot race situation going with Alex Pietrangelo and Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis comes screaming in. Just at the end, you see Tyler Johnson actually goes down on his own, Gord, right in that situation. He's down on his own. That is a very good non-call by the official.
Tyler Johnson scored shorthanded against Canada in the New Year's Eve game to make it 3-2. Marco Scandella ahead for McMillan. And now Donovan trails back. Donovan bumped there by Braden Shan. And Cam Fowler has it. Up he goes for Palmieri. Tries to play it off the glass, and Shen stepped in to step it and takes him down hard. Pietrangelo with it now. Alex Pietrangelo flips it ahead for Everly. Gordon Everly, who has a point in every game he's played for Canada in the last 2 World Juniors. Knocks it in. Scandella's got a skate problem, has to hustle off for Canada. And Fowler through the middle for Steppen. Back comes to Hahn. We're past the midway point of the first period. U.S. out shooting Canada 5-2. But Canada had 1-0 on the goal by Luke Adams. Gabrielle Bourque. Bounced down the corner with John Ramick. Centering pass, moves in front. Bourque backhands it high. And now a great chance for DeHaan as he steps up. Bouncing puck in front, scooped up by Ramage. And he sends it rink wide for Bourque. Ryan Bourque for Jordan Schrader working in. Schrader a backhand shot stopped by Allen. And DeHaan gets that loose puck. Now Bourque, he falls. That's picked up by Jeremy Moore. Moore lays it down for Schrader. Loose in front for Ryan Bourque. A backhand shot at the side of the goal. Now Cormier with it. And he lays it up for Gabrielle Bourque. Pass goes off a skate and back comes Ramage. Long lead pass for John Carlson. Loves to jump in, but he needs a change and lays it in deep. Nemes up with Kadri. In comes Nazem Kadri. Has a look. Nemes can't get the one-timer to go. And Moore had lost his stick. A.J. Jenks picks up the puck. Off the wall, Jared Cowan with it. And he gives it down there to Jeremy Moore, who fires it down to the Canadian zone. 8 minutes to go in the first period. Ellis pass through the middle. And icing waved off as Domingo goes back. Here's Cowan with it. Had to wait for his teammate Nemes to get back on side and flips it in. Jake Gardner. Anaheim Ducks first round pick chips it up. And now Cowan bats it ahead. And that is a hand pass, and play is called at the American line. The 2010 World Junior continues after this. .737 to go in the opening period. Canada ahead 1-0. Now a chance for Barry D'Amico. The shot was high off the end glass, loose at the side of the goal. Steppen plays it back for Donovan. And Matt Donovan lays it back in deep. Now pulled out by Danny Cristo. He bumps there with Shen. Everly has it. And he flips it ahead for McMillan. That pass broken up as Steppen has it. Jerry Domingo out there now for the U.S. scored the winning goal for the Americans in their semifinal win over Canada at last spring's World Under-18 in Fargo, North Dakota, as the U.S. went on to win the gold medal. The Americans have 7 members of that team here. Here's Everly with a shot, goes off the leg and bounced by McMillan. Hayden Shen plays it down, and Carlson flips that to the line and out. Steppen plays it in deep, and back goes Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo, long lead pass for Gabrielle Bourque. That misfires, but icing waved off as Lee goes back. And getting in the way, that was Brandon Kozin. He got bowled over by John Ramick. Now at the line, Cormier steps up, a fluttering shot that goes wide. Kozin jams at it, Lee down. He just managed to get the pad down and squeeze that out. And the lead pass now, batted down by Tubert. And as Bourque plays it, that will be a hand pass. Here is Ryan Rashad.
Gordon, it's interesting watching Canadian head coach Willie Desjardins behind the bench. He's very active, always talking, always moving around. A couple of years ago, the training staff in Medicine Hat decided to put a heart rate monitor on him during a game. They were expecting to see how high his heart rate went. Gord, they were stunned to find that during the game, his heart rate goes down.
It doesn't look cool.
Okay.
Here's Allen with it. He has pushed all the buttons he can here. Canada losing Travis Hamonic in the semifinals, has had to adjust. And in comes Kreider. Kreider with a shot, score! Chris Kreider ties it up.
Now you know why the New York Rangers took him with their first-round pick this summer in the entry draft. He just absolutely launches this over the glove of Jake Allen. It's a Canadian turnover in the neutral zone. Taylor Hall can't really control the puck. He turns it over right there. While the Red Sweaters are going the wrong way to start that, and then Kreider just snaps it right over the glove of Jake Allen to tie it up. Right in that situation, just a little too cute with the puck. That starts a quick counterattack. Canada hasn't been guilty of that very often here tonight. But when they are the one time, Chris Kreider, the streak, just blows it right by Jake Allen.
Since Canada's gold medal streak began in 2005, that's only the second goal scored against them in a first period. The Russians scored one of them back in 2005. Stefan Delarivere works in, and Delarivere spins back. Delarivere, one of 6 returnees from last year. Here's Jordan Caron. Plays it back down for Delarivere, and Stepan tries to play that out. Stepan leading the tournament in goals, or in points rather, going into the gold medal game. There's a hand pass in the American zone as Dean Blaze looks on, the second time behind the bench of the U.S. national junior team. He coached them in '94 in Ostrava, the Czech Republic, to finish 6th.
He's coached for a long time in the United States, in college. For a short period of time, he was an associate coach with the Columbus Blue Jackets. But really where he made his great reputation was an assistant coach with legendary programs at the University of North Dakota. He recruited and drafted a ton of good players for that university.
Ryan Bourque tries to knock that down. Here's McMillan with it. He lost the handle and Bourque's away. He's got Schrader and Zucker with him. And now in front, Schrader shoots, he scores! Jordan Schrader gives the U.S. the lead.
This is another odd man rush, Gord. Canada's in good position, and then they just start to get too over-aggressive. You'll see Canada's in a good position here. McMillan pursues, and then Chen, for some reason, he thinks the puck's contained, but it's not. It's going the other way. So you see 10 and Red step up. They're working a mini 2-on-1 on Callahan, and then Jordan Schrader, the first-round pick of the Vancouver Canucks, goes high glove side again against Jake Allen. We saw Kreider go high glove side, Schrader goes high glove side. So now you think the Americans are potentially shooting high glove side. Remember in the shootout game, both of their goals came high glove side on Jake Allen.
Goals 36 seconds apart have staked the Americans to a first period lead. The first time Canada has trailed in a gold medal game since the Americans beat them in '04. And Donovan back to pick it up. Shots are 9-4 U.S. And Ryan Ellis flips it back in for Canada. Donovan being watched closely there by Kozin. Plays it down to Fowler. And now Donovan back with it. He bumps with Cormier. The puck at his feet. Gabriel Bourque comes in to help out. And A.J. Jenks plays it across for Palmieri. Now bounces away from Donovan. Kreider goes racing to it. Ellis sends it in front. That goes just wide. Now Palmieri. Lost the handle of Gabriel Bourque, who plays it back in deep with 4.5 to go in the first period.
Canada's got fresh legs coming in on the ice against tired defensemen for the U.S.
Here's Kadri with it. Nazem Kadri battles for the puck. Sends it back in front for Nemes. That's broken up. And Kreider's away. He can really fly. Kreider gets in behind Scandella, and sweeping back to knock it away was Ryan Ellis.
Can't make cute passes when Kreider's on the ice. It's just too quick.
One of the best skaters we've ever seen at the World Junior Championship. Now D'Amigo swings it across to Carlson. Back comes Allen to play it. Knocks it up along the top of the boards, and Hall goes looking for it. Taylor Hall chips it there for Nemes. Up ahead for Kadri. Nazem Kadri feeds it in front, bouncing back. Nemes scores! Tie game!
And that's goals against the first line of the Americans. Good job by Taylor Hall in that situation. He gives it to Nemes, back to Kadri. Kadri tries to go to Hall. He can't. It goes into the skates of Greg Nemes of the Windsor Spitfires. Watch 16 as he drives to the net court. Off his skates, to his stick, to the goal. That is just a skillful play from Greg Nemes to have composure like that in that kind of a situation.
The only Canadian player who played in every game and not recorded a point was Greg Nemes. And did he get one at a timely point in the game? 2-2 the score. And back and forth they go here in Saskatoon. Ryan Bourque swinging back for the U.S. A 4-goal first period so far. And now
penalty coming to Canada.
As Zucker has it, and the extra skaters on. It's Derek Steffen. Schrader got buried by De La Rovere at center ice. And charging will be the call against Stefan De La Rovere.
Stefan De La Rovere, the Barrie Colts, he's been on his best behavior all tournament long. Willie Desjardins doesn't like it. But this is the one thing that this line brings. They bring all kinds of physical contact. Let's really see if it's a charge, Gord. Steps. That's not charging, sorry to tell you. He wasn't moving his feet. That's just a hard play. That's a noise reaction more than it is a reaction to the hit.
U.S. goes to the power play as Pietrangelo flips that to the line, but not out. Here's Donovan with it. Across to Fowler. Fowler shoots off the blocker of Allen. Derek Steffen with it. Steffen back to Fowler. Now Steffen having a look. Drops it down to Schrader. That's blocked by Pietrangelo. Steffen. Now Fowler to Steffen. Walks in, shoots. That was blocked by Brandon McMillan. And Steffen back with it. Drops it down to Schrader. Back he goes to Fowler. Here's Donovan. To Fowler. Being watched by McMillan. Shoots through traffic. Allen the save. Rebound loose in front. Allen swept that away. Cormier to it. Fires it out. And now Fowler to Steffen as Canada changes. McMillan on his backhand. Off the glass and out. A very tough play. And now Braden Shen shorthanded. Watching Donovan closely. There were 3 shorthanded goals on New Year's Eve. 2 by the U.S., 1 by Canada. Pietrangelo scored the huge shorty for Team Canada.
That was 6 skill from Alex Pietrangelo.
Carlson sends it back in. Allen waiting for it. Once again goes high off the boards, and Shen hacks it out. John Carlson being watched there by Eberle. Banks to the head for Danny Cristo. And in comes Cristo with a chance, getting around 2 with Cristo, sends it in front. They bang away. Palmieri takes the last whack at it, and Jake Allen held it long enough to get a whistle.
The Americans have heavy artillery on the back end, Gord, whether it's Cam Fowler, Matt Donovan, it doesn't matter. In this situation, it's Cam Fowler blasting it on goal. And you see Donovan, his defense partner, coming in. The last rush by Danny Cristo, a speedster coming in. Jake Allen, that's vintage Jake Allen. No second chance opportunity. But you see just how quick Jake Allen is down low. Now he's just got to make sure his glove's ready for some of these high snapshots from the Americans.
Now McMillan sends it out. He comes racing in. Lee out to play it away from him. And D'Amigo up for Carlson. John Carlson works his way in, drops it back for Palmieri. Shoots off the mask of Allen. He's staggered. And will get a whistle under IHF rules. They'll often call that play.
Closed captioning is brought to you by KFC's new Big Fresh Sandwich. Made with our finest all-white meat, boneless, skinless, seasoned chicken breast. Life tastes better with KFC.
It used to be that whenever a shot hit a goaltender's mask under international rules, they would call play. They've kind of loosened that a little bit, but in that case, Allen was clearly staggered, and they blew the whistle.
And this thing's launched. Again, they're trying to go high on Jake Allen, who's a butterfly goaltender, and that gets him right in the net. That's a really vicious shot by Kyle Palmieri, a first-round pick of the Anaheim Ducks, who goes to the University of Notre Dame.
Kadri facing off against Schrader. And Schrader couldn't handle the draw. Back it goes to Carlson. Now Ramage sends it back down to Schrader. His centering pass goes off the leg, and Kadri feeds it down. De La Rovere is out. The teams are back to full strength. 1:20 to go in a breathtaking first period. Ryan Bourque get across the line. In comes Bourque. Centering pass goes off the leg of Nemes. Back to Ramage. Ramage has time. Walks in the middle. Sends it down. Schrader shoots. That was blocked by Kadri. Colton Tubert out for Taylor Hall. And Hall lifts that way up in the air. Up to Ramage at center ice. Here's Carlson with it. John Carlson works his way in on DeHaan. Centering pass. Bounces down to Hall. And Hall moves it ahead. He was buried by Carlson at center ice. Gardner up for more, and he's buried from behind by Pietrangelo. Penalty coming up to Alex Pietrangelo. And this could be 2 and 10. If Laxton gives him a hitting from behind penalty, it's 2-10, which would leave Canada without a defenseman for a long time, and I believe that is the call.
It is.
It's 2-10 to Pietrangelo.
Alex Pietrangelo steps up on Jeremy Morin right there. He gets him from behind. He's not trying to reef him. He's just trying to put him in, but he puts him in a little bit hard. That draws the attention of the official. And now Canada's going to have to send another player over to serve the 2 minutes for Pietrangelo, because he's going to be in there for at least another 10.
It'll be Adam Henrique of the Windsor Spitfires who comes over to serve it. So Canada will be without Pietrangelo for the next 12 minutes of the game.
Team Canada penalty number 27.
And Jake Allen becomes a defenseman himself, playing it down the ice.
Canada's penalty killing all tournament long has been very good, Gord. They've only given up 3 power play goals against it. They've already killed one off here tonight.
Cormier swings back to pick it up. Takes some time off the clock, has a look, and pounds that down. Final seconds now as Donovan has it. And Matt Donovan brings it ahead. Looks there for Kreider. In on Scandella, but the play is offside with 1 second to go in the first period. It's so close now. In less than 50 days, the world will come to Canada for the Vancouver 2010 Olympic Winter Games, and we'll have it all for you on CTV and TSN, beginning with the opening ceremonies on February the 12th. Catch your breath. 2-2 is the score after 2 periods of play. The U.S. will have 1 minute and 22 seconds of power play time to open the second period. After a first period to remember in the gold medal battle here in Saskatoon.
First period scoring summary brought to you by Molson Canadian Brew, with the best this land has to offer. 13-5 the shots. Remember, Alex Pietrangelo, one of Canada's key defensemen, gone till midway through this period. Let's send it back to Gord Miller and Pierre Maguire.
James, thank you. Good period or bad period for Team Canada?
I think good. They get out of it 2-2. They get outshot 13-5, but nonetheless, Gord, they did a lot of the little things they had to do right. Number one, win faceoffs. They won 55% of the faceoffs in the first period, Gord. That's a huge thing because that takes the speed element out of the U.S. game. Ford check was very strong. Cormier, Board, Kozin, didn't matter. And then you have the fourth line chipping in offensively. Cadon, right down low. Luke Adam, he finishes. Stefan Della Rovere had a good first period. So when you look at it, there are far more positives than negatives for Team Canada. They've got to kill off this 1 minute and 22 seconds. Then they get back on their horse and go to work 5-on-5.
And the U.S. opens this second period on the power play as Alex Pietrangelo remains in the box. And remember, he got 2 and 10. So he's gone for 12 minutes total. As Derek Steppen tries to play that ahead, and getting in the way was Jordan Everly, who quickly peels off on a change. Matt Donovan sends it down, and Chris Kreider looking for it. Leads the Americans with 3 power play goals. At the line is Fowler with a rolling puck for Donovan. Matt Donovan sends it back in deep. 50 seconds to go in the American power play. McMillan skates to the head, trying to get by Donovan, but Donovan held the line. And now Scandella fires that by Fowler and down.
2 huge plays by Marco Scandella. One in a one-on-one situation physically, and right there clearing the puck. A tower of power for Canada all tournament long. Marco Scandella.
Philip McRae works his way in around Scandella. McRae walks in front and shoots. And Allen got a piece of that. Gabriel Pork racing to it. To the line, but not out. Here's Crystal. Back for Carlson. John Carlson tees it up, scores! Power play goal. The Americans are back on top.
Scandella was out for an extended period of time, Gord, so you can see the fatigue and the speed kicks in for the Americans. Philip McRae launches out on goal. Gabriel Bourque can't get the puck out, so the Americans distribute to John Carlson. He walks to the inside part of the ice. I don't know if that changes direction or not. I don't know if it goes off Kyle Palmieri, number 23, or Ryan Ellis. But no, actually that goes straight in. I don't think that Jake Allen ever saw it. It's just a double screen in front. Ryan Ellis and Kyle Palmieri, and John Carlson puts the Americans ahead 3-2.
Carlson was 3rd of this World Junior. Canada led. Then the Americans came back to take the lead. Canada tied it up, but now the U.S. is back on top, and we are early in the second period. Carlson came into the game leading the Americans at +9 in the tournament. Now away comes A.J. Jenks working in. Jenks sends that in front. Allen juggles that and hangs on. Here's Ryan Rashad.
Gordon, I talked to assistant coach Steve Spott between periods. Although it's not a great start to the second here, they were happier with their first period tonight than they were on New Year's Eve. I asked if Brandon McMillan might drop back to the point, considering they have a defenseman in the box for so long. He said likely not. They feel that Cowan and Ellis have been better tonight than they were last game. Cowan was just on the ice. They'll continue to get used, Gordon.
Now Ramage with a shot that goes wide off the face-off win by Derek Stepan. And Domingo to the line. Carlson plays it back in here. Scandella on his backhand. And Jerry Domingo comes busting in, loose in front. Stepan shoots. That was blocked in front. Cristo. Back he goes to Carlson. His long shot handled by Allen. And there's no rebound.
Brandon McMillan played defense in that sequence, so I'm not sure the coaching staff was really telling Ryan the truth. But Travis Hamonic is not playing. There he is sitting on the bench in his uniform. He's got a separated shoulder, Gord, so he's just hanging out right on the bench, and this must just be burning him. You and I had a chance to visit with him this morning. Really tough stuff.
Hit from behind by Jeffrey Fugleister of Switzerland late in that 6-1 win. 3-2 the U.S. leads. Jason Zucker tied up there by McMillan. And now the puck out the other way. McMillan is playing defense as Bork spins around and sends it in front. And Jake Allen will hang on. Brandon McMillan became a defenseman for the Kelowna Rockets last year when Luke Schenn was not returned by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And his Kelowna Rockets went all the way to the Memorial Cup, the 4th time in the last 7 years that Kelowna has gone to the Memorial Cup.
He's an alternate captain with Kelowna in 2008. He won World Under-18 gold in Kazan, Russia, much like Jake Allen and numerous members of this Canadian team.
There are 10 of them that comprise the core of this Canadian squad. Colton Tubert another, as is Jordan Eberle. And here comes Eberle, winding his way through center ice. Jordan Eberle works his way in. Eberle gets around Warsawski. And now plays it back to Kreider, got in the way. Tubert steps up, and he hammered that wide as he collided with Kreider.
Kreider's hurt.
Chris Kreider's injured for the U.S. And Kreider has to go to the American bench. He can barely move. Here's Eberle. He's poke checked there by Warsawski. And Jerry Domingo comes on for the U.S. Here's Adam Henrique. Feeds it for Braden Shen. Shen battling for it. Feeds it in front. That's knocked away by Warsawski. Henrique to it. At the line is Tubert. And Tubert put that in the stick of Warsawski. And David Warsawski plays it up for Jerry Domingo. The Toronto pick. Fires it in on Allen. Domingo scored the other night. Then saw GM Brian Burke on the scoreboard and thought, thank goodness I scored on that. Here's Domingo back with it. Walks it and shoots. It goes off a leg. Cristo with it. Andy Cristo. Lays it down for Stepan. The pass intercepted by Taylor Hall, and he's away along with Nemes. And that pass misfired as Nazem Kadri steps up. And Nemes tries to play it ahead. Domingo chips it out neatly for Cristo. And he gets away from Taylor Hall. Matt Donovan winds ahead. Donovan across the line, working in. Donovan shoots. Allen juggles him. It's on the line. And cleared away by Calvin DeHaan. And Jake Allen looking very shaky in the Canadian goal. DeHaan to Kadri. Kadri drops it off to Hall. Plays it across to Nemes. Nemes feeds it in front. Loose puck. Hall kicks at it. Lee stuck on a pad and knocked it away. And away come the Americans. Kreider back out there. Drops for Stepan. Shoots. Allen got enough of that to knock it wide. Taylor Hall picks it up. The Americans are changing. Hall shovels it there for Allen. Luke Adams back for Taylor Hall. Now Canada changing. Hall shoots it. Bouncing in the air. Moves it from the score. Tied again.
The Americans come in numbers, Gord, but the puck goes wide after Jake Allen fights it off. And then it leads to a rush for Canada. Here they come in red. Luke Adam distributes to Taylor Hall, who's got speed working on young John Ramage. And Luke Adam goes right to the net, which he's supposed to do, working on John Carlson. Carlson doesn't establish good body position on him. Number 11 in white as 20 beats him. It goes up and over Mike Lee, and it's a goal.
I wonder if A.J. Jenks didn't get a stick on that and knock it into the American goal. Should be Hall's goal. That'll give him 6 in the last 4 games. we have a goaltending change for the U.S. Jack Campbell, now in the American goal, replaces Mike Lee. Lee allows 3 goals on 7 shots and gets chased for the 17-year-old Jack Campbell. Jordan Caron battling for it. And rink wide, they go for Scandella. In comes Marco Scandella, shoots. Campbell makes the stop and hangs on. Caron battling for it. And now a huge scrum in behind the American goal.
They're going to call Scandella, I think, for a penalty. Because they're going to say he hit the goaltender's hand after he throws the puck.
And Scandella is going off for the slash.
No, they're not going to call Scandella.
No, it's Caron.
It's Caron. Scandella shoots the puck. And they think the puck is frozen. Here comes Scandella. He wants it on goal. And the puck is loose around. Gee whiz, that's a tough call. The puck is loose. And here's the goal. Taylor Hall working on young Ramage. He shoots it on goal. That just goes straight in, up and over. Mike Lee makes that go up and over himself. His stick is slanted, so it goes over his stick and into the net to tie the game.
And now Caron is off. And remember, Alex Pietrangelo is still in the box for Canada, serving misconduct that has nearly 7 more minutes to go. The U.S. was 1 for 4 on the power play against Canada in the round-robin meeting. Domingo plays it back for Cristo to John Carlson. McRae works it down to Domingo. Jerry Domingo in, stopped by Allen. Loose puck in front, cleared away by Jordan Eberle. Now Domingo back with it. Down for Palmieri. Whips it across to McRae. And McRae shovels it across. Eberle leaps out and knocks that down the ice. Jordan Eberle, the most popular Regina Pat ever to play in Saskatoon. Here's Jake Allen, bangs that off the glass. Kicked ahead by Cristo. Palmieri with it. Back he goes for Carlson. Carlson shoots. That was blocked. Calling was Henry. And he'll try to make his way off on a chain. Away comes Cristo for McRae as Canada changes. McRae drops. Cristo shoots. Allen gloves that and hangs on as Cristo was dumped as he shot the puck.
Eberle came in and dumped him and knocked his bonnet right off his head. We have inflamed passion levels now. You got a goaltending change at the American end, and Canada's best player, Jordan Eberle, killing a penalty. He knows Danny Cristo's an important player. As he shoots the puck, Eberle knocks right into him, knocks his bonnet off. Allen makes a save. Canada's got 1 minute and 11 seconds to kill off. But one of the things they've got to do, Gord, they have to stay out of the box. That's what's allowing the Americans to get some momentum.
Marco Scandella to the line, but not out. Donovan plays it back down for Schrader. Poke check by Ellis. And Taylor Hall plays it up for Canada. Taylor Hall, the youngest player on the Canadian team, out there killing this penalty. Off the inboard, Scandella takes a whack at it. Kadri hammers it down the ice. And Fowler retreats from his Windsor teammate, Taylor Hall. Schrader, rink wide for Steppen. Funny bounce in front of the bench, intercepted by Eberle. And Jordan Eberle's ahead with Adam Henrique. In comes Eberle. Eberle works it on Donovan. Shoots. Campbell shot up the left pad and knocked that away. Ryder back the other way for the U.S. trying to get around Tubert. They battle for the loose puck. Into the corner it goes for Steppen. Back to Fowler. Here's Donovan. Rolling puck. Back to Fowler. Shoots. Pinballs down wide. Here's Tubert with it.
Eberle was in the zone.
Here's Schrader. Back for Donovan. Donovan shoots. He missed high and wide. Final seconds down on the power play. Here's Fowler. Fowler shoots. That's tipped. And Allen got a piece of that. Caron is back up for Canada if they can find him. And he moves up quickly to hack it out. Finds Eberle. And Eberle lost the handle. Steppen's away for the U.S. as both teams try to change. Eric Steppen sends it in. 3-3 the score here in the second period. Tubert out for Cormier. Gabriel Bourque reaching for it. Jeremy Morin took it away from him. Morin with a long shot, blocked by McMillan.
What is John McMillan's doing on the back end?
McMillan down. He was hammered there by Tyler Johnson. And he's back to his feet. Brandon Kozun comes wheeling ahead for Canada. In comes Kozun. Shoots! And Campbell makes the stop. A game that's had everything has a lot more to come. 3-3 the score. The U.S. is at 3 power plays. Canada has yet to have a man advantage in the game. And Stefan De La Rivera takes a whack at it. De La Rivera with his just like that. Down goes De La Rivera.
And you know what, Gord? I got to tell you, if I'm Brian Lashow, who plays for Kingston and in the Ontario Hockey League, I'm not real pleased with that. That's the ultimate make-up call. Stefan De La Rivera, his former teammate with the Barrie Colts, he gets a stick in there. But this is more of a penalty. When you're Brandon McMillan, you're going back for a puck. You can make a nice play on Moore, and then Tyler Johnson drills you from behind into the wall. That's tough stuff. That's a penalty. The trip, probably not.
Canada on the power play. Eberle, Kadri and Hall up front. It's Ellis and Brandon McMillan on the back end. Here's Ellis. Plays it across to McMillan. Ellis with time. Works across the top. Plays it now for Hall. Taylor Hall shoots, tipped in front, and knocked wide by John Ramage. And here's Ellis back with it. He fires. Campbell makes the save. Loose in front. Kadri takes a swhack at it. And Campbell down again. Kadri shoots, and somehow Campbell got a piece of that. And Brandon McMillan tries to play it back. Christo got in the way, and Jordan Eberle with it. Jack Campbell turns 18 next week. And he's in the fire now. Back at the line. Here's McMillan. Across he goes. Ellis shoots. Goes off the leg of Ramage. Hall reaching for it. And Carlson to it. John Carlson's away short-handed. He's got D'Amigo with him. In comes Carlson. He'll lay that off. He needs a change. 55 seconds to go in Team Canada's first power play. Nazem Kadri. In across the line. Kadri. Drops it back to Ellis. Across he goes to Hahn with a shot. Hit a leg in front. Right back to the Hahn. Calvin to Hahn. Down for Gabriel Bort. Bort to the Hahn. Lots of time. Sends it down. Just missed Braden Shen with that pass. Schrader plays it out for the U.S. This crowd catches its breath as we approach the 11-minute mark of the second period. Alex Pietrangelo still in the box, serving that misconduct for Canada. Here's a pass for Cozen, loose in front. Cam Fowler plays it. Gabriel Bort knocks it down. Final seconds now of the power play. In comes Bort. His pass broken up by Fowler. And now Fowler plays it down. And that will do it to the penalty to Brian Lashow. Now DeHaan swings back. 3-3 the score. Up ahead for Luke Adam. Adam in fires, and Campbell makes the stop on in. Knocks it over the glass and out of play.
Closed captioning is brought to you by KFC's new Big Fresh Sandwich. Made with our finest all-white meat, boneless, skinless, seasoned chicken breast. Life tastes better with KFC.
Gord Miller, Pierre McGuire, the entire TSN team here in Saskatoon. Hope you're enjoying this wherever you're looking on across the country tonight. How could you not? Colton Tubert plays it there for Luke Adam, who opened the scoring in this game what seems like 2 days ago. And now the pass goal in the corner. Christo spins and sends that in front. Stepan takes a whack at it. D'Amigo couldn't get that puck to sit for.
A minute and a half. Alex Pietrangelo is out of the box for Canada.
Long shot. Allen makes a quick reflex save there on D'Amigo. And he is able to hang on.
And Gord, the good news for Canada is Pietrangelo hasn't played and will be over 12 minutes. Plus, he had the intermission to really relax. He's going to come out. He's going to have fresh legs. A lot of these guys have been under the gun, especially Brandon McMillan. That's going to help Canada a lot going forward. He's going to have to be a gigantic difference maker, settling everybody down on the red team's bench.
Ryan Bourque will take the face-off against Braden Shen, and Shen wins it forward, flips that to the line. Now a chance for Canada. In comes Eberle. He's got Henrique with him. Eberle in, shoots, stopped by Campbell. And now back comes Schrader to try to knock it out, but Ryan Ellis keeps it alive for Eberle. Eberle walks in and shoots. He just missed far side.
Man, is this guy tricky, Jordan Eberle. Unbelievable skills.
Now Jordan Schrader back the other way on McMillan. Schrader centers it. That bullet pass went wide looking for Bourque. And Adam Henrique can't reach the pass as Brian Lashow plays it across. Jake Gardner steps up for the U.S. for Jordan Schrader. Tied for second on the all-time World Junior assist list coming in. Only Peter Forsberg had more career assists than Jordan Schrader. Now Shen. Up and he goes for Hall. Nemes with it. Nemes drops for Hall. He's buried there by Morin. And Jake Gardner to the puck. Past the midway point now of the second period. And ahead comes A.J. Jakes, working on Scandella. That shot goes off the leg of Scandella and picked up by Kreider. Now Kadri with it for Canada. Nazem Kadri has a look ahead for Scandella. And Marco Scandella moves ahead. He's got Nemes with him. Nemes loose in front. Couldn't find the handle. And it's moved out there quickly by A.J. Jakes. Jakes, who plays for Plymouth of the OHL, knows Nemes well from the Windsor Spitfires. And Kadri plays it ahead to Kozin. Brandon Kozin spins back as Canada changes. Here comes Kozin buying time to buy the change. In comes Cormier. He shoots. It goes off a leg. And that knocked Matt Donovan's stick right out of his hand. Now fired down to the U.S. zone. On the next whistle, Alex Pietrangelo gets out. Fowler plays it ahead for Stepan. And Derek Stepan chips it in on Calvin DeHaan. A Ranger pick against an Islander pick down there. And Cormier up for Gabriel Bourque.
Nice play by Kozin.
And away comes Kozin with Colton Tuber. Kozin shoots off the inboards. It goes. Tuber goes looking for it. Fowler falls. Here's Kozin whacking at it. And the puck is hung up on the American bench as Pietrangelo is finally free.
Jordan Eberle's done so many magical things for Team Canada over the last 2 years. John Carlson goes down. He's got a 2-on-1 with Adam Henry. He decides to shoot, and Jack Campbell, the goaltender, stands up and makes a great play. Taylor Hall just gets plastered from the side by Jeremy Morton. You've got speed, you've got hitting, you've got all kinds of skill. Gordon, you've got everything you want in hockey right here in Saskatoon.
And Pietrangelo out there for Canada along with Scandella. After dying 1,000 deaths in the penalty box for 12 minutes on the clock. David Warsofsky to Palmieri. In stride is Jordan Schrader working on Pietrangelo. And now Ryan Bourque to Jordan Schrader. Tied up with the official. Now the puck comes to the line. Here's Warsofsky stepping up. Centers it. And the puck knocked away. Caron's away. He's got Adam and Delarobert with him. Jordan Caron in across the line. Shoots. It goes off the leg. Now the Americans, Brian Lashaw, but now Schrader back with it. And Jordan Schrader lays that in. His mates will peel off on a change.
Well, part of the problem for Canada, they only have 13 shots. The Americans are doing a great job blocking shots. We're seeing it in 5-on-5 situations, off the rush, on the penalty kill. The American shot blockers have been fantastic.
Shots are 24-13 in favor of the U.S. And away comes Kadri with Hall. Nazem Kadri in across the line. Long shot knocked away by Campbell. In comes Cowan to Hall. Campbell will be Hall's teammate in Windsor next year if Hall's there. Now Kadri shoots, just missed wide. Now off the back of the net again. The puck gets hung up on the back of the net a lot here. And now Cowan can't hold it. Morin stealing in behind him. And Cowan holds his ground, takes down Jeremy Morin.
Good effort by Jeremy Cowan. Not an easy play. This is his first shift in the second period. Tough play, good guts.
Nazem Kadri brings it ahead, and the play's offside at the U.S. line. You're watching the 2010 World Junior Hockey Championship from Saskatoon. Braden Shen steps in for the draw against Derek Stepan.
Brandon McMillan back on the big line with Eberle and Shen. Doesn't have to play defense anymore because Pietrangelo is out of the box.
And Stepan sends it in. Shades of Wendell Clark back in '85 when Clark played both forward and defense for the Canadian junior team that won gold in Helsinki. It was Clark playing forward who scored the big goal on Dominik Hasek against the Czechs to secure goal. Now a chance in front for Shen, and he fanned the bouncing puck. Danny Cristo back the other way. 3-on-2 for the U.S. In comes Cristo. Shoots. That was off the stick of DeHaan. And over the crossbar. Now Eberle with it. He's got McMillan with him. Jordan Eberle into the feet of McMillan. Works his way in. Shoots. It goes wide. Now McMillan back with it. Down low to Shen. Braden Shen works in front. Shen being harassed from behind. Lost the puck to Derek Stepan, the American captain. Stepan, like his dad Brad, a New York Ranger draft pick. Brad, his father played for Windsor back in the 70s, a teammate of Adam Graves. 80s rather, not the 70s. Bourque ahead for Cormier. In comes Patrice Cormier for Brandon Kozin. He stepped in the puck, and that allowed Jake Gardner to play it out. Alex Pietrangelo gambled there as he had Ryan Bourque in behind him. And played back down to the American zone. Gardner goes back, stripped with the puck by Cormier. Cormier for Gabriel Bourque. Back to Ellis. Ellis for Bourque. Gabriel Bourque with a soft shot knocked away at the line. Scandella plays it back in for Kozin. Brandon Kozin whips it across. In comes Ellis. Shoots. That goes wide. Out the other side. Kozin couldn't reach it as Gardner took it away. Now Gabriel Bork with it. Here comes Kozin. Kozin back for Ellis. Canada changing in the offensive zone. Is Gabriel Bork with it. For Kozin. Luke Adam with a shot, blocked by Schrader.
Lord, you see all these shot blocks. Canada can't get any good pucks to the net.
Jordan Schrader works it around Pietrangelo. Schrader peels back, being watched by Ellis. Schrader, the first-round pick of the Vancouver Canucks. The highest-scoring U.S. player in history, and Pietrangelo now with the puck. Ahead for De La Riviere, who lifts it out for Canada. 4.5 to go in the second period. Ryan Ellis plays it ahead for Caron. Jordan Caron in across the line. Feeds it there for De La Riviere. De La Riviere shoots. He was short side. Back goes to Pietrangelo. In for Caron. Down low. De La Riviere tries to shovel that in front. Now does. Knocked away by Jenks. And Jenks takes a wild whack at it. Now Jared Cowan. Down for Caron. And John Carlson intercepts. He'll move it ahead. As the Americans are looking for a change, he dumps it in deep. Pietrangelo swings back. Up ahead he goes for Kadri. Crystal intercepts for the U.S. Pietrangelo steps up. And he takes that away from Stepan. What a move by Alex Pietrangelo. Shovels it ahead for Kadri. Kadri through the middle. Canada was changing. Crystal intercepts for the U.S. Danny Crystal away. On to Hand. Works it and shoots. It goes off a stick and wide.
Oh, with the Hand's getting his timing right now. That's real positive for Canada.
Taylor Hall is away with Kadri. In comes Hall. Hall works his way in. Has a look. Feeds it in front for Kadri. Couldn't pull the trigger. And now Nemes takes a whack at it. But Stepan's up with it for the U.S. And Tubert steps in to Stepan. Nemes battles for the puck, trying to find Hall. And Taylor Hall lays it out for Tubert. Nemes in across the line. Nemes a long shot, and Jack Campbell eats that up. The NFL on CTV brings you all the playoff action as we take you all the way to Super Bowl 44. Live February 7th on CTV. Super Bowl 44 in Miami this year. I always know what number Super Bowl it is. Same age as me. Back in the line, here's Eberle. And Ramage knocked that away, but now McMillan with it. Brandon McMillan for Eberle. Eberle walks in, waits, what a move, Eberle shoots! Oh, he missed short side. In tight, he is dynamite.
He is the magic man and the money man. Get him the puck at key times.
Here's McMillan, wraparound chance, and that's knocked away by Schrader as Canada applies the pressure. And now Palmieri chips it ahead for Bork. Hammered down by Ellis. Palmieri shoots. And Ryan Bork was leveled by Ryan Ellis. And now down in the corner is McMillan, slow to get to his feet. Marco Scandella. Up for Shed. He got stopped in his tracks by John Ramage. Wow. John Carlson fires it down. Icing waved off as Allen's out to play it. Here's Pietrangelo. Up ahead for Gabriel Bork. The pass too far for him and exhausted. John Carlson couldn't reach it, and the officials made it worse by waving off the icing. Adams centers. Bork shoots. That was blocked. And once again, Carlson gets in the way. Here's Pietrangelo with the puck at his feet. Couldn't keep it alive for more, and he was pocket picked by Bork. And now Kozin works in. What a play by Bork to keep it alive. Kozin sends it across for Patrice Cormier, the Canadian captain. Gabriel Bork battling forward. In comes Kozin. And now scooped up by Jeremy Morin. That is pocket picked again by Pietrangelo, and Kozin flips it ahead for Luke Adam. Dino Warsofsky. Adam waiting for help to arrive. Here comes Luke Adam with it. Adam still with it. Has it roll off his stick. Morin plays it out to Kreider. Working in on Ellis. Chris Kreider dumps it in and goes off on a change.
Looks like Kreider's not nearly the same player after Tubert hit him. He doesn't look nearly as quick, Lord.
Ellis almost turned that puck over to Stepan.
Almost doesn't count.
De La Riviere, long shot. Campbell to save. Loose puck. Goes right back to De La Riviere. De La Riviere being bumped there by Matt Donovan. Final minute now, the second period. Canon. De La Riviere reaching for it. Cam Fowler has it. Scandella bumping with D'Amigo. And now D'Amigo. That is pocket picked by Canon. And it's flipped back in. Here's a centering pass by Steffen. For Domingo, working in front. What a shot blocked by Scandella. And Domingo down for Cristo. Domingo's got 2 goal games in each of the Americans' last 2 contests. Flipped ahead by Ellis. A race for it now. McMillan going back, and that is icing. McMillan was sure he got there, but the linesman says no.
It's a tough call. You got 15,000 plus people saying it isn't, but it's a smart play by Ryan Ellis trying to chip it to the streaking McMillan. It was icing. And Ryan Ellis earlier in this period, there's the foot race, and that's over the line. That's no touch icing. And here's the hit. Wow, Ryan Bork paid a huge price there as Ryan Ellis just blasted him.
2 guys who turned 19 on Sunday. And both won semifinal games. John Carlson lost the puck. Schenn chips it out. Here's McMillan moving in on Ramage, who hustled back to play that ahead to Schrader. Chips it down in the Canadian zone, and Pietrangelo has a look. Off the glass, and McMillan chips it out. Ramage has to wait for teammates to get onside, and that takes the clock down to 0. Even after 1, even after 2, headed for what should be a great third period. You're watching the 2010 World Junior Hockey Championship from Saskatoon on TSN.
Second period scoring summary is brought to you by Chevrolet, proud partner of Hockey Canada. Only 1 opportunity for Canada on the power play. They failed. They're now 1 for 15 the last 3 games. Buckle up with the call of the third. Gord Miller and Pierre Maguire.
James, thank you. In a game where every inch of ice is being contested, every shot is being contested as well.
It's amazing. Canada outshot the United States in the second period 14-8. In the first period, Canada was outshot 13-5. But watch how many attempts get blocked by the American defenders. Canada's attempting all kinds of opportunities, Gord, but they're getting shot after shot blocked. Jack Campbell, who came in relief of Mike Lee's, not facing a lot of rubber because the Americans are doing such a great job blocking shots. And Canada's got to do a better job of moving, not standing still, and getting more pucks to the goal. If they do, remember, Jack Campbell coming in cold, he'll probably be a little bit nervous. He's only 17 years of age. He's a quality goaltender, but he lost to Canada in that 5-4 shootout. He's the goalie of record.
We haven't had time to talk much about that goaltending shift, but that's a gutsy move by Dean Blaze.
Well, I think he felt that Jack Campbell was best guy the whole tournament, and they decided to maybe give Mike Lee the chance because he's 19 years of age. But at this point, he said, enough's enough. I'm going with my best guy, and he put his best guy in. That's aggressive coaching, but that's the kind of coaching you have to have if you're going to win.
Here we go in Saskatoon. 3-3 the score. The teams begin the third period at full strength. Alex Pietrangelo ahead to Marco Scandella. Tipping it up for Brandon McMillan, and he drops it back to Braden Schenn. Schenn with a shot. That's blocked by Matt Donovan. And Steffen away with it. Derek Steffen working in. A long drive goes wide. And Donovan steps into it. Bouncing puck in front. Here's Steffen with it. Derek Steffen with a shot. That's blocked by Schenn. Dropped down to McMillan. He's skated by the puck. And now Fowler back with it. Derek Steffen. Flips it ahead. Knocked down by Pietrangelo. Alex Pietrangelo flips that way up in the air over Steffen's head. And Donovan had to be careful with that with Brandon Cozen bearing down on him. Patrice Cormier trying to win back-to-back gold with 5 of his teammates from last year. Gabriel Bourque sends it in. And back comes Campbell, being watched closely by Cormier. Now Gabriel Bourque down to Cormier. Pascal Cormier for Gabriel Bourque, shoots it in front. And Campbell had to be quick with that. Now Philip McRae over with it. McRae flips it down to the corner. Jordan Schrader leaves it there. Ryan Bourque with a shot. That's blocked, and away comes Cozen. Canada's changing. Cozen jumps in across the line. In, shoot, hit the crossbar. Now Tubert shoots. That's blocked in front.
John Carlson blocked that last one, but Cozen rattled it high off the blocker's side over the crossbar.
And a penalty coming up to the U.S.
Yep, sir.
Shooting the puck over the glass on Philip McRae.
Philip McRae of the London Knights gets the puck. He's trying to relieve all the pressure in the American end. He puts it over, and he goes to the box. Brandon Cozen streaking on John Ramage. He takes him wide, and he blows it right off the crossbar. What a shot.
On the power play, here's Ellis with Pietrangelo on the back end. Hall, Kadri, and Eberle up front. Nazem Kadri. Crisscrossing now with Taylor Hall. Whips it across. Pietrangelo had his shooting lane blocked. Sends it across. Here's Hall. Kadri shoots. Oh, what a stop by Campbell. Kadri again. Campbell again. Puck still loose. And Jack Campbell, the 17-year-old, is almost literally standing on his head.
And now you knew why and know why Dean Blaze made the move. Jack Campbell is an amazing athlete. He'll be a Windsor Spitfire next year and a first-round draft pick this summer. Canada does a great job breaking down the American box. Kadri in all alone. The left pad comes out. Another opportunity for Jordan Eberle. What a feed from Taylor Hall to Kadri. The left pad comes out, and then Jack Campbell on his back, snow angeling, keeping the score tied at 3.
Shen wins the draw back to Ellis. Kozin to Ellis. Across to DeHaan. Calvin DeHaan flips it there for Luke Adam. Drops it down. And Braden Shen with it. Shen. Back to DeHaan. For Shen. Works in. Shoots through traffic off the leg. Bounces down in front. And it's cleared away by John Remmett.
It's the same storyline, Gord. The American defenders are doing a great job blocking shots. You're not going to be able to walk off the wing like Braden Shen just tried to do. You've got to move the puck and shoot the puck off the puck movement.
In comes Eberle. He's got Kadri and Hall with him. And Kadri lays it back for Pietrangelo. Under a minute to go in the Canadian power play. Pietrangelo to Hall. Hall drops it across. Quick shot by Ellis, goes wide off the end boards. Eberle shoots, stopped by Campbell. Eberle back with it. Chopped in the corner to Taylor Hall. Hall spins back and has a look. Walks in. Hall still with it. Drops it across to Ellis. Down to Eberle. Hall with 30 seconds to go in the power play. Kadri works his way in. Kadri shoots. That's blocked by Fowler. Hall with it. Drops it down to Kadri. Can they penetrate the shot-blocking wall of the U.S.? 10 seconds to go in the power play. Kadri down to Eberle. Jordan Eberle works down low. Lays it back to Ellis. Ellis with the crowd hollering for a shot. Hall shoots it wide. Back goes to Pietrangelo. He shoots off the skating wide. And McRae is back on the ice for the U.S. Now Eberle down to Kadri. Long time on the ice for this power play unit for Canada. And Kadri back to his feet. Hall finally goes off. Here's Eberle with it. Jordan Eberle, fresh legs off the bench. Tuber with a shot that's blocked. Look out, Fowler with that about 5 inches below the top of the glass. Gabriel Bourque, long lead pass to Patrice Cormier. And Cormier flips that down to the American zone. Kozin steps into Fowler. Now a steal by Cristo. Ahead to Domingo. To Stepan. Stepan in front. Domingo scores! Jerry Domingo puts the U.S. back on top.
The best clutch scorer for the Americans, capitalizing a 2-on-1, and it's a tough break for Calvin DeHaan. You'll see the puck roll on him, 24 in red. The puck rolls on him right there. And then Cormier comes over to support, but that leads to the 2-on-1. Tuber tries to make himself look big, but Jerry D'Amico, the sniper out of RPI, a 6th-round pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs, gets it on a stick and snaps it right by Jake Allen to put the Americans up 4-3 after unbelievable pressure against Jack Campbell, the American goaltender.
Jerry D'Amico now has 5 goals in his last 3 games. And remember, it was D'Amico who scored the winner against Canada in the semis of the under-18 last year that sent the Americans to the gold medal game and ultimately the championship.
And he was ripping it up in the semifinal and the quarterfinal. 2 games in the quarter, 2 games against the Swedes, against Jakob Markstrom. And then you see the elbow coming from Marcus Johansson. Johansson was kicked out of the game, and then a short-handed goal. What a feed from Stepan to the skate of D'Amico, and he snapped it by Jakob Markstrom to put the Americans ahead for good.
Kreider knocks it down, and it's taken away by Luke Adam. And Luke Adam flips that ahead. Caron looking for it. He collides hard with Gardner. Canada once again in the hole against the U.S. Last year on New Year's Eve, they trailed by 3. This year on New Year's Eve, down by 2. Now down 1 here in the 3rd period. Jordan Eberle said yesterday, we just always believe we can come back. But how many more times can they do it? Caron battling along the wall. Pietrangelo sends it in for Braden Shen. And now Carlson can't flip it out. Jordan Caron with it. Caron shoots. Knocked down in front. Shen reaching for it. And Jake Gardner knocked down that pass and moves it ahead. Jake Gardner Lays it in deep as Allen goes back. McMillan knocks it ahead to Shen. He's got Eberle with him. And Shen in the across the line, taken down by Palmieri, and Kyle Palmieri's hurt. As Shen's stick came up and clipped him. Now down low is Eberle. Jordan Eberle looks in front, gets it right back, and leaves it there for Pietrangelo. McMillan to Shen. Fights off Carlson and plays it there for McMillan. Down low to Shen. Here's Eberle with it. And Carlson intercepts and plays it down. Jake Allen quick ups rather for Eberle. Now down it goes off the end boards. Fowler can't squeeze it by Hall. Stepping with time. Feeds D'Amigo. He was knocked off the puck and now moves it ahead. Nima steps into D'Amigo. Ryan Ellis drops it back for Tubert. And Tubert up for Nemus, who has a goal tonight for Canada. Now D'Amigo back the other way. The Maple Leaf pick. Drops it down on Allen. Ball with the puck. Loose and foot. Step and scores! Allen misplays it. Steppen takes advantage, and the U.S. leads by 2.
There's a reason why they're kids. And this is Jake Allen making a mistake, and they're going to pull Jake Allen, and in comes Martin Jones. This is simple shooting. Hits him in the glove, and then Derek Steppen wins a foot race. Just a simple shooting by Jerry D'Amigo. Not handled well by Jake Allen, and Derek Steppen scores to make it 5-3. Now remember back to New Year's Eve, Gord. With a little over 10 minutes to go, the United States led Canada 4-2. With 13 minutes and 37 seconds left here in the gold medal game, the United States leads by 2. Canada's got to get on their horse now. Can't make any more mistakes.
19-year-old Martin Jones of the Calgary Hitmen comes in for Canada. His only game was against Slovakia. He allowed 2 goals on 25 shots in that game as the puck goes up and out of play, and the U.S. leads 5-3 in the third. .13:25 to go in the third period. The U.S. has seized the lead here with 2 goals in the third to chase Canadian starting goaltender Jake Allen. So both teams have changed netminders as Jack Campbell hangs on, and the task now goes to Martin Jones, who led the Western Hockey League with 45 wins last year, as Jake Allen makes way.
And, you know, you look at Martin Jones. He's a big guy at 6'3", 187 pounds. He's played a game in this tournament. He looked very comfortable when he did play. And now, basically, no more mistakes for Canada, whether it's the goalie, the defenseman, or the forwards. They've got to be letter perfect the rest of the way.
Kadri wins the draw and picks up the puck, a long drive that bounces off the leg, and now Eberle digs for it in the corner. And Jeremy Moore into it, flips it out. 6 years ago today, the United States beat Canada in the gold medal game in Helsinki. Canada's last 4 gold medal wins have all come on January the 5th, though. It's been a good day to Canada. And Pietrangelo goes back. That'll be icing against the U.S.
Closed captioning is brought to you by KFC's new Big Fresh Sandwich. Made with our finest all-white meat, boneless, skinless, seasoned chicken breast. Life tastes better with KFC.
Gord, everybody's down and out right now. Canada just needs 1 goal, and then the momentum changes very quickly.
Now chipped ahead, and Ryan Ellis had to be quick on that. It was a 3-on-1 for the U.S. and knocked down to the American zone. Carlson with it. Up ahead he goes to Palmieri. And Colton Tubert plays it ahead. Ryan Bourque pulls it out. And Ryan Bourque moves his way in. Poke check there by Tubert. His dad Ray on pins and needles right in front of us, watching every movement. Steppen. Long drive on Jones. He drops it down for Tubert. Colton Tubert. Up for Jordan Caron. In comes Gabriel Bourque. Shoots! And that is gloved by Jack Campbell. And while we have a moment, Pierre, we should pay tribute to the local organizers here in both Saskatoon and Regina. 2,500 green-vested volunteers everywhere you look. They have been ever present and ever friendly, and our hat is off to the province of Saskatchewan, the heartland of the country, for showing us what it's all about this holiday season.
And really the heartland of hockey. Thank you very much. People here have been unbelievable.
And they sold over 150,000 beers.
And just think, you were on your best behavior.
so far. Patrice Cormier steps in for the face-off against Derek Stepan. The two captains collide, and Canada pulls the puck out. Gabriel Bourque works in front and shoots. Bounces down, and Cormier couldn't reach it. Now a long drive blocked in front by Donovan. And Matt Donovan took that shot high up and plays it down.
The shot blocking is a major issue in this game right now.
Now a steal by Danny Cristo, works in front and shoots off the side of the goal. And Brandon McMillan with it for Canada. Stepan sends it in front for D'Amigo. Now knocked away from him. Jerry D'Amigo, one of 9 American players who can return next year when the tournament takes place in Buffalo, New York. And now a steal by A.J. Jakes working in. Jakes shoots, and Jones stops that. And McMillan lays it back for Scandella. Now stolen by Jakes, who sends it in front. He just missed Kreider. And the Canadians can't get out of the zone.
Doug, you think about how fine the margins are. If Kojin's shot goes in when it's tied, everything's scrambled up. It's just an amazing game. It's a game of inches, really, truly is.
And even during the run of 5 in a row, there have been so many close scrapes. In comes Kadri. That's knocked away by Carlson.
That last play by Kadri, you can't have that if you can. You got to be a team.
In comes Everly. Everly moves it in front, and a bouncing puck is batted out by A.J. Jakes.
You just see everybody's trying to do it by themselves now. Stick to the plan.
In comes Kadri with Everly and Hall. Nazem Kadri sends it in front. Campbell is saved, and Everly had a stick tied up by Palmieri. Now Everly works his way in, drops it down to Hall. Taylor Hall in front, rolling puck, taken away. And away comes Jordan Schrader for the U.S. 10.5 to go in the third period. Schrader goes rink wide, and Ryan Bourque had that knocked away, but gathers it right back up. There's Schrader with a shot that goes high and wide. Flash off with it. And now Pietrangelo. Alex Pietrangelo. Up he goes to Adam. Kenall battles up the line, and that play is offside. 10:07 to go in the third period. And the Americans last won this thing in Helsinki in 2004 on a bobble by a Canadian goaltender. And there are the gold medals. The United States, regardless of the outcome today, will win a medal for the 3rd time in the last 13 years. Gold in 04, bronze in 07. Overall, the Americans have won 6 medals at the World Junior, a gold, 2 silver, and 3 bronze. Canada's streak of medals will continue. Canada will win a medal for the 12th consecutive year. The next longest streak of this tournament, 7 by the Russians back in the 90s. Derek Stepan in across the line. In comes Stepan on to Hahn. Poke check there by Jones. And now Gardner bobbles it. Jordan Caron in, but Fowler was backing him up. Past the midway point of the third period. Gardner. Up ahead he goes for Stepan. To D'Amigo. Love down by Tubert. Off the glass and out, but D'Amigo fires it right back in. Tubert shovels it down. Fowler has Bourque in behind him. Now Donovan hit by Bourque, but Donovan stays on his feet. Jumping up is McMillan. And Brandon McMillan once again playing defense for Canada. Here's Shan to Gabriel Bourque. Feeds it in front. A bouncing puck got away from Shan. Jakes to Morin. And he chips that in behind Scandella. And away they come again. Morin works in, shoots. Jones makes the stop, and it just trickles wide. And maybe that will be the difference maker. Scandella up ahead to Kozin. Feeds it back in front. Here's a chance for Scandella. Whacks at it. And Jack Campbell makes the stop. Be part of Canadian hockey history by reserving your spot in Molson Canadian Hockey House at Concord Place. VIP and fan zone passes are still available. Passes starting from $99. For more information and to buy your passes, visit MolsonCanadianHockeyHouse.com. And there's half a dozen of the 150,000. The 50-50 draws have been the other story here. Up around 300 grand tonight. Everly with it. Down he goes to Hall. Taylor Hall with the crowd urging Canada on. Feeds it in front for Everly, went through his feet. And Ryan Bourque has it for the U.S. Ahead he goes to Zucker. Zucker works in a backhand shot. Knocked wide by Ellis. Good rush there by Jason Zucker. From Las Vegas, Nevada. Nevada, one of 10 states represented here by Team USA. Oklahoma, Washington, Oregon, other non-traditional states have provided players to Team USA. And there's icing against Canada.
Well, for Willie Desjardins right now, you got to cut the ice time for a lot of players. And one of the things he's done right now, he's taken Greg Nemus off the line with Kadri and Hall, and he's moved Eberle there. They've moved Brandon McMillan back to defense. So that's something. But watch for a lot of ice time here down the stretch. Kadri, Hall, and Eberle, and they have Cormier out for the face-off just in this situation.
Off the face-off, Pietrangelo looking for it. Now Cristo shoots, Jones down, made the stop. The puck bounces up in the air, glove down by Pietrangelo. And they'll call that closing the hand on the puck and a hand pass. That can be a penalty sometimes in international hockey if you take a couple of steps. And there is referee Christo Larkin.
Tough spot for Martin Jones to step into. Plays for the Calgary Hitmen. Never drafted in the NHL, but he's already signed by the Los Angeles Kings. He went to their camp. He did so well. He got a contract.
Now Tubert back with it. Under 8 to go in the third. And Derek stepping with it. Luke Adams off the glass and out. And now Delarivere works his way ahead with Patrice Cormier. Knocked down by D'Amigo, who's back the other way, lays it in deep and goes off on a chain. Dean Blaze told us before this tournament started, I really like this group. They got a lot of scoring depth, and that's been borne true in this tournament. 11 of the Americans' 13 forwards have at least one goal. Now McMillan knocks it ahead for Brandon Kozin. Trying to play it down for Bourque, and that's knocked away from Gabriel Bourque and played out by Jeremy Morin. That'll be icing against the U.S. Strange icing call. Morin was way across center ice when he shot it in, and Blaze is asking the question, but not getting an answer.
That's a break for Canada. Schenn can win this draw. It's pretty darn close, Gord.
Schenn steps in against Jakes. Scramble draw controlled by the U.S. This is Fowler. Ahead to Kreider. And Scandella has it knocked away. Kreider speeds in behind him, and Ryan Ellis had to race back. Schenn up ahead for Gabriel Bourque. Under 7 to go now in the third period. Kozin centers it. And Gabriel Bourque got a soft shot away that was blocked in front. Morin has a look and plays it ahead, and Ryan Bourque comes steaming in. Bourque, a draft pick of the New York Rangers, leaves it down for Zucker. Jason Zucker, a wraparound try, taken away by Kadri, who flips it ahead for Hall. Tanner Hall working it on Ramage. In comes Hall, and his pass through the middle broken up by Ryan Bourque. Pietrangelo jumps ahead for Canada. In comes Pietrangelo, tries to feed that across. Now Hall shoots. He's stopped short side by Campbell. Hall back down to Kadri. And Kadri taken down by Schrader. Eberle taps to the line, but McMillan couldn't hold it for Canada. And he drops it back for Pietrangelo. Up for Eberle. And Campbell back to play. Puts it right in the stick. In front. Hall to Kadri. Blocked shot by Ramage, who came across to take it away.
It's a major storyline in this game, the American shot blocking.
In comes Eberle. Kadri shoots a one-timer stopped by Campbell. Eberle taps it wide. Canada applying the pressure now. Taylor Hall from his knees. Looks down for Kadri, but Jordan Schrader intercepts. And he goes off the glass, but not out. McMillan kept it alive and finally moved out by Schrader. And he goes to Zucker. Both teams change, and Zucker himself goes off. Pietrangelo. Long lead pass chipped in by Adam. And now back goes Lashoff. Ryan Lashoff. Up for Cristo. And Danny Cristo banks that off the boards and just out. Late offside indicated against Canada, and that gives Gardner time to move it ahead. Jake Gardner plays it in, goes looking there for Steffen. And Tubert lost the puck to Steffen. Gardner. Chauncey goes to Lashoff. 5 to go now in the third period. Away comes to Hahn. Up for Delarivere. Nifty chip there for Carroll. Couldn't handle the puck. And off the bench comes Ellis as Canada gets the change organized. Ryan Ellis works his way in. Ellis dangling down in the corner, feeds that in front, and it was just too far for Carroll. Carroll down for Schenn. Braden Schenn feeds it down in front. Carroll tapped it wide. Campbell down and goes off the side of the goal. Carroll tries it again. Campbell still down. Schenn back for Ellis. Feeds it down to Shen. Shoots. Campbell pad save. Rebound. Fourth. Backhand shot. Oh, and a chance in front.
Shot blocking again by the Americans.
Slider got in the way that time. Now stepping with it. Desperation. Shen can't knock it down. A furious flurry in the U.S. zone. And now Ellis gives the puck away to Palmieri. Watch it, it shoots. He missed high and wide. Penalty to Palmieri. And a penalty to Kyle Palmieri. Canada's going to the power play. Down 2 with 4:01 to go in the third period.
A turnover by Ryan Ellis. Kyle Palmieri gets the pass and then he skates right into Martin Jones with a little help from Ryan Ellis. Canada goes to the power play.
Kadri, Hall, and Eberle up front. Ellis and Pietrangelo on the back end. The draw was won by Kadri, held on the line by Pietrangelo. Feeds it in front for Eberle. Jordan Eberle shoots. Oh, he missed wide. Might have ticked the outside of the post. Now Eberle back with it. Drops it down to Kadri. Nazem Kadri. Drops it back for Pietrangelo. Now for Hall, back in front for Ellis. He chipped that wide. High off the glass it goes. Kadri, back for Pietrangelo. Feeds it there to Hall. Taylor Hall feeds it across, and that pass broken up by John Carlson. Tonight's game story is brought to you by Pepsi. The new Hockey Canada cheer is here. Go to Pepsi.ca and be a part of Cheer Nation today. Derek Stepan leads the tournament in scoring. Jake Allen cold in the third period. Jack Allen came on in relief of Mike Lee and has been tremendous for the U.S.
Whoa, right off the post for Jordan Eberle.
Jack Campbell has been tremendous. And what a story he can write in the years to come. Going to Windsor to play for the Spitfires next year.
And he's going to be a first-round pick. Surprised he didn't start this game, but good on Dean Blaze, the American coach, for putting him in.
Eberle brings it ahead on the power play. Jordan Eberle has a look. Sends it off the end boards for Hall. Taylor Hall crisscrossing with Eberle, and John Ramage muscles Hall off the puck. Now the cycle re-engaged. Here's Kadri with it. 3 minutes to go now in the third period. Kadri to Ellis, to Hall. Taylor Hall in, drops it down. Here's Eberle, bobbled the puck. Now Eberle feeds it in front. Pietrangelo shoots. That's blocked by Schrader. Pietrangelo gets it back, plays it across, and he scores!
Jordan Eberle's money. So is always Pietrangelo. The Canadians don't panic. Even though Americans do a good job, they get in the lane, they block the initial shot. Pietrangelo stays with it. Dishes, hammer time for Eberle, and he makes it a one-goal game. Alex Pietrangelo not panicking right there, staying with the puck. Just as the Americans thought they had control, they don't. 2:49 of roller coaster time left for the Americans.
Buckle up. Canada down a goal as Captain Clunch comes through again. Now Luke Adam in. Adam bears in. Wrap around, try Campbell down. Oh, Cozen put it wide. Brandon Cozen on the side of the goal, tapped it wide. Now Fowler reaching for it. Canada all over the U.S. here. It gets by Scandella. That'll be icing, and the face-off right back down to the U.S. zone.
Luke Adam has had a tremendous game for Team Canada. He takes the puck wide with speed. He's working on Matty Donovan. He gains the net, and as he comes around in the wraparound, it's wide open for Brandon Cozen, but he's below the icing line. Look where he is, Gord. That's why he couldn't cash. If he's in front of the icing line, that's a gimme for him. But he's below the icing line. That's why he shanks it wide.
And that goal by Jordan Eberle ties him with John Tavares for the all-time Canadian lead and cements his reputation as a clutch player. Off the face-off, Hall pulls it up for Canada. Donovan lost his stick for the U.S. Pietrangelo shoots, that goes wide. Now Pietrangelo steps up for Canada. Kadri looking for it. Knocks it across to Eberle. And Donovan now has Christo's stick. Ellis walks in, drops it down. In comes Eberle. Across to Pietrangelo. Alex Pietrangelo shoots, that tips it wide by Kadri. 2 to go now in the third period. Kadri back with it. Lays it down. Hall battles for the puck with Stepan. Out the other side it goes. Ellis picks it up. We'll keep an eye on the Canadian goal to see when Jones gets called in. Eberle to Hall. Taylor Hall back in front. Kadri spins and shoots. That goes off the leg and wide. Back to Hall. Taylor Hall to Kadri. Back in front. Ellis hammers the goal. Campbell save. Eberle scores! He's done it again!
This guy just makes it happen. Edmonton Oilers fans, fans of Team Canada, Canadians across the world, this guy brings it, and he makes a difference every single time he plays a hockey game. The Canadians had domination, Gord, because of the broken stick. The Americans looked like they were shorthanded. They weren't. And then it's a Lambeau leap for everybody in red. What a play by Jordan Eberle, just threw Jack Campbell as he sprawled out. Dominic Hatchick, it's tied at 5, 1:35 to go. This place is going on.
And yes, I can believe it, because we've seen it too many times before. That shot went in off the stick of Matt Donovan, who had lost his, and got a forward stick. And now with 1:21 to go, this game is tied at 5. It's the highest scoring gold medal game in World Junior history. Now a centering pass loose in front of Gabriel Bourque has it. The 10 goals, the most in the history of gold medal games. Campbell out to play it away from Patrice Cormier. Gabriel Bourque with it. Lays it back in. Oh, a minute to go. Zucker works in for the U.S. Carlson. And we keep saying it. This can't be better than the last Canada-USA game, can it? Yes, it can. Delarivere works his way in for Canada. Delarivere shoots. It goes just wide. Campbell got a pat on that. Now Delarivere for Carroll, jamming away, and that goes wide as well. Jason Zucker with it. And now Ryan Bourque works his way ahead for the U.S. Ryan Bourque drops it off. Schrader with a shot stopped there by Jones. And Delarivere takes a look with 20 seconds to go in the third period. If necessary, it'll be a 20-minute overtime with a full intermission. And then, if it's still tied, a shootout. Now a chance in front. Now from Kadri, blocked by a sprawling Jerry D'Amigo. And time winds down. The legend of Jordan Eberle grows larger. He scores 2. And Canada and the United States are going to overtime. Tied at 5. You're watching the gold medal game of the 2010 World Junior Hockey Championship from Saskatoon on TSN.
The scoring summary is brought to you by Molson Canadian, brewed with the best this land has to offer. Eberle the hero so far for Canada. This is the 4th time a World Junior gold medal game has gone to OT. Matt Hallerstedt scored for Canada in the last one in the Czech Republic. Gordon Miller, Pierre Maguire.
Last year I asked the question rhetorically, can you believe it? And Jordan Eberle just does the unbelievable commonly.
Well, he's a special player, obviously, and he's a magical guy. And there are very few athletes like this that can really take the game onto their stick at a key moment. Alex Pietrangelo working around Jordan Schrader. He gets it over to Eberle, who makes it a 1-goal game. With time running out on the clock, big rebound onto the stick of Jordan Eberle. He puts it past Jack Campbell, and the enthusiasm and momentum is there for Canada right now. But Gord, this whole thing is an amazing story authored by a guy who's from Regina. His parents live in Calgary, and he plays for his hometown team. And when he was a young man, his dad actually had to go to him and say, "You sure you want to do this?" And he said, "Dad, I want to do this." His family moved to Calgary. He stayed with his grandparents in Regina. He's a great story of Canadiana.
Underway in OT, 4-on-4, as Marco Scandella brings it ahead on Jerry D'Amigo. Now Taylor Hall with it. Right off the glass, and that is out of play. And so into OT we go. It's a 20-minute sudden death overtime period, and then if necessary, it is followed by a shootout. Only one World Junior gold medal game has gone to a shootout. That was in Skellefteå, Sweden in 2000 between the Czechs and the Russians. The first OT game was back in 1998 in Helsinki. The Finns beat the Russians on home ice on a goal by Nicholas Hagman. Pietrangelo ahead for Jordan Eberle. Here he comes again. And the crowd holds his breath every time he comes in. Eberle plays it down. Here's Braden Shen. Shen drops it off to Eberle. In comes Eberle with time. Shoots and rolls wide. Here's Shen with it. Braden Shen taken down in the corner. Matt Donovan with it. Crowd serenading Jack Campbell. In comes Jerry D'Amigo. Long shot off the shoulder of Martin Jones. And Pietrangelo settles it down for Canada. Up Duffy goes to Kadri with Taylor Hall. Nazem Kadri sends it in deep. And Kadri collides with John Ramage. And the puck loose at the side of the goal, scooped up by Ryan Bourque. Bourque, Ramage, and McRae. Three sons of Canadian NHL players. Now playing for Team USA in overtime against Canada. Ryan Bourque in, shoots, Jones the save, bobbles the rebound, and hangs on.
Raymond Bourque standing.
And here's Ryan Rashad.
Gord, it was back to school for Team Canada in that intermission. They went over their 4-on-4 forecheck and their 4-on-4 D-zone coverage. Two things they're going to be trying to be very wary of. Bad changes 4-on-4 and no more drop passes at the offensive blue line. Head coach says it just can't happen, Gord.
Pietrangelo plays it back to Scandella.
Let's remember, no Travis Hamonic on the ice. Just as Ryan Bourque had that chance, his father, Ray, leaped out of his seat thinking that he had a little overtime magic on his stick.
Now back at the line is John Carlson with a long shot that goes wide, and Scandella's back to pick it up. Patrice Cormier brings it ahead with Brandon Kozin. Bouncing puck, Campbell takes a whack at that. And now Kozin with it. Brandon Kozin in front to Scandella, and he couldn't pull the trigger.
The reason why he didn't want to pull it, he knew he was a defenseman, and Derek Stepan was right in the lane, Gord. He didn't want to have a turnover.
In comes Gabriel Bourque for Canada. Bourque now with Brandon Kozin. And Kozin plays it back. Colton Tubin a long shot. Campbell the save through traffic, and that might have actually struck the Canadian forward in front, Gabriel Bourque.
I think John Carlson struck Gabriel Bourque as he goes to the net. The Americans are protecting the front of their goal, Gord, and that's something you want to do, especially with a 17-year-old goaltender in net. So that's allowing the Canadian defenseman to shoot the puck. And Gabriel Bourque's going to go in, and he just gets pushed in. Not hard or anything, but John Carlson. Not hard, nothing vicious, but Carlson's defending his turf.
Luke Adam opened the scoring for Canada, and he takes that draw but loses it to D'Amigo. And Jake Gardner plays it for Warsofsky. And McMillan back on defense for Canada for Adam, who plays it in deep. Now De La Riviere. And the puck at the side of the U.S. goal as Jake Gardner swings back. And Gardner moves it ahead. Jake Gardner in across the line, and Pietrangelo takes that away from him. Overtime games in the IHF don't usually last long because of the 4-on-4 format. In comes Braden Shen with it. Shen works down low. Braden Shen still with it. Plays it back to Pietrangelo. Shoots. Oh, Campbell got just enough of that. It went inches wide. Everly. Pietrangelo wants another crack. Back he goes to McMillan. And McMillan plays it down for Everly, who's out there with Shen. Gardner plays it ahead to D'Amigo. And Jerry D'Amigo works his way in as the U.S. changes. And Pietrangelo knocked down that clearing attempt. Rink wide, he goes for McMillan, lost the handle, but Ryan Bourque couldn't handle it. And now Shen is back with Everly. Braden Shen shoots, that comes rocketing out the other side. Now knocked down, Cam Fowler had it taken away by his Windsor teammate Ryan Ellis. Boy, are they going to have something to talk about when their junior season resumes. Ryan Bourque in across the line, in comes Bourque, back for Fowler. Fowler, back for Donovan. Donovan shoots, that goes high and wide. And it ricochets off the glass and out, and Taylor Hall's in a race now with Fowler. Fowler reaches back as Taylor Hall watches him closely. And now Hall and Fowler collide, and the puck's loose in the corner.
Fowler's out of gas.
And Hall battles for the puck. Donovan comes back. Ahead he goes for Schrader. Jordan Schrader on Colton Tubert. In comes Schrader, loose in front, stopped by Jones. And now Kadri back the other way. It's a breathless pace here in overtime. Kadri with Bourque. Pietrangelo shoots. Campbell the save on the puck. Squirts down in front. 3-on-1. In comes Carlson with Stepan and Ramage. Carlson in, shoots, scores! John Carlson scores in overtime. And the United States has won the World Junior Hockey Championship. Canada's run of 5 straight is over, and the United States has won the gold medal for the second time in its history on a goal by defenseman John Carlson. And once again, the United States and Canada have staged a classic, and the best part of it is they'll get to do it again next year, this time on American ice in Buffalo, New York.
scored. Canada had numbers going one way, and Jack Campbell comes up with a big save. It's Alex Pietrangelo blowing it on goal, and then numbers going the other way for the Americans. And it's John Carlson, who plays for the Washington Capitals in their farm team in Hershey, goes short side on Martin Jones. That is a big-time play by a big-time player, a former London Knight. John Carlson makes it happen. Canada wins silver, and USA wins gold. What a save, though, by the young 17-year-old Jack Campbell, leading to that.
6 years to the day after they beat Canada in the World Junior in Helsinki, Finland. The United States does it in overtime and ends Canada's run as the 5-time consecutive gold medalist. And here is Ryan Rishaug with the man of the moment for the U.S.
John, they came back against you guys on New Year's Eve. They came back against you here tonight. What was the difference in how you guys were able to get past it mentally and win this thing?
Well, first off, they're a feisty team. They're a great team, and it was unbelievable playing against them New Year's Eve. And now here, it was just, play our game. We know they're going to get chances and they're going to score goals. That's how good they are. We just needed to play our game, and tonight it worked out.
Talk about what the mood was like in your dressing room after giving up that 2-goal lead and coming out here for overtime.
Well, I mean, at the beginning of the tournament, I told the guys, listen, if you guys were to tell me at the beginning of the tournament that we'd be in here going into OT right now for a gold medal, anyone in the locker room would take it. So I think that the camaraderie really helped, and we really pulled together there and squeaked out a win.
As far as goals go, this is a big one for you. How did it feel, and take us through it?
I saw steps. I don't know what happened, to be honest. It was a whirlwind for me, and I just shot it, got it on net, and it went through. I got lucky, and I'm just so happy right now. It's the biggest goal I've ever scored in my life.
John, thanks for doing this, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Gordon.
Well, John Carlson has quite a story to tell about this season. He's already played in the National Hockey League, and now he's won a gold medal at the World Junior Hockey Championship for his country. And for Canada, it will be silver in Saskatoon as the run of 5 straight comes to an end. In a game that had everything, both teams changed their goaltenders. Back and forth they went in the opening 2 periods. And for Dean Blaze, a man who would have coached the U.S. team in Grand Forks in 2005, but decided to take an NHL job instead, it's a sweet gold medal for him as he embraces the man who put it around his neck.
Isn't it amazing how things happened? Earlier in the week, it was John Carlson who was exposed by Alex Pietrangelo in a shorthanded goal, and Carlson had to have a meeting with Dean Blaze about his positional play. Well, John Carlson, I don't think the coach is going to be upset with this. He just blows that short side past the blocker of Martin Jones, sending the Americans home with precious gold.
What a victory for the United States. They can bring 9 back next year. And really, the Americans won gold in the under-18 last spring. And the core of this team, 7 members of that club playing for them in the game tonight. And we've got now the post-game presentations, which will lead to the presentation of the gold medals to Team USA.
From the International Ice Hockey Federation, Chairman of the Tournament Directorate, Mr. Frank Gonzalez. They are joined today by RCMP officers, Staff Sergeant Tim
We mentioned
Corman.
3 of the American players are the sons of Canadian NHL players. Philip McRae, the son of Basil McRae. John Ramage, the son of Rob, and Ryan Bork, his father, Ray Bork, sitting right in front of us, beaming like a proud papa, waving at his son and giving him the thumbs up from the stands. And first up, we have the player of the game presentations for Canada and the United States.
Today's player of the game for Team Canada, number 14, Jordan Eberle.
He leaves this tournament as Canada's all-time leading goal scorer in the World Junior, and he'll be best known for his heroics late in games. It was Eberle's 2 late goals in the 3rd period that sent the game to overtime, and once again cemented his reputation as a great clutch scorer. But that is a little consolation to him now.
USA, number 21, Derek Steppen.
Derek Steppen, the leading scorer in the World Junior Hockey Championship. Second-round pick of the New York Rangers. The only American player at a point in every game. And remember how they started, Pierre. Down 2-0 to the Slovaks in their first game, and the Slovaks had a great chance to make it 3-0. They got it back together, won that game 7-3. Steamed into that final preliminary round contest against Canada, lost 5-4 in the shootout. But this year they got it back together. Last year they lost in the quarters to Slovakia. This year they defeated Finland and then Sweden and finally Canada. Now the coaches from each team have selected their top 3 players for their respective teams. So these are the picks by Willie Desjardins and the coaching staff for Canada.
Les 3 meilleurs joueurs pour le Canada sont
number 4, Taylor Hall.
He's already a Memorial Cup MVP. He's likely going to be the first overall pick in the upcoming draft. Everly and Pietrangelo, the other players, honored as the top 3 for Canada.
Very good decisions by the Canadian coaching staff. The most improved guy from last season, Alex Pietrangelo. What a tournament he had for Canada. He came up with some major clutch plays too, and you talk about Taylor Hall going first overall. I don't think there's any question about that. And folks in Edmonton, get excited about Jordan Everly. I know he's still got some time left with Curtis Hunt and the Regina Path, but get excited. This young man is going to be something special for a long time.
Players for USA is Rick Ostrom and Ron DiGregorio.
Pour présenter les 3 meilleurs joueurs pour les États-Unis, voici Rick Ostrom et Ron DiGregorio.
The top 3 players for the USA are
les 3 meilleurs joueurs pour les États-Unis sont
number 10, Tyler Johnson.
Le numéro 10, Tyler Johnson.
Number 21, Derek Steppen.
Le numéro 21, Derek Steppen.
And number 29, Jerry D'Amigo.
Le numéro 29, Jerry D'Amigo.
Tyler Johnson plays for the Spokane Chiefs. He had a tremendous tournament. An excellent penalty killer, face-off guy, made things happen shorthanded. Derek Steppen was the most consistent American player. You talk about him being a Ranger draft pick. And Jerry D'Amico had the sizzling hot stick, a Toronto Maple Leafs draft pick who plays at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in Troy, New York, otherwise known as RPI.
Still to come now, the Tournament All-Stars and the Directorate Award. Directorate Award scored to the top forward, top defenseman, and top goaltender, along with the MVP.
Best forward of the tournament. Each player will receive a special medallion from the International Ice Hockey Federation. We ask for Frank Gonzalez to come forward to present the Directorate Awards. The best goaltender of the tournament from Team Switzerland, number 1, Benjamin Cohn.
How about that? Shades of Igor Karpenko back in Red Deer in '95 when a goaltender not in the medals wins the top goalie award, but he was full value for it.
The last time the tournament was here, Paulie Yox, who's an LA Kings draft pick, also a Swiss-born person, he won the same award.
The best defenseman from Team Canada, number 27, Alex Pietrangelo.
So appropriate. People talk about this tournament, Gordon, what it can do for a young man's career. I think this tournament has helped put Alex Pietrangelo over the top in terms of his development as an NHL player going forward. There was some hit and miss with Alex Pietrangelo. There isn't anymore. He dominated on defense for Team Canada.
Jordan Everly of Canada is named the top forward, and the American players salute him as well, and why not? And wherever he goes for a long time, people are going to talk to him about the goals he scored and when he scored them in this tournament. And now he should have the tournament MVP award.
Jack Brodsky, Minister Lund, and Ken Corbett will present the silver medals to Canada.
Or not.
We ask that Team Canada, led by their captain, number 28, Patrice Cormier, to please come forward to accept the silver medals.
Les médailles d'argent seront remises à l'équipe
Cormier goes by to congratulate the American players. They know each other so well. Under 17, under 18, the World Junior.
Major Junior.
8 major junior players for the U.S. There were 9 teammates playing in the game today. Windsor Spitfires had 5 players in this game tonight.
Well, they all grew up playing against one another just at the young ages, too, and all those silver stick tournaments and everything else. So there's a sense of familiarity there amongst both teams.
Only 5 Canadian players can return next year. With a chance to avenge this loss.
You know, and I look at a player like Tyler Sagan or Brandon Gormley, who plays for the Moncton Wildcats. Tyler Sagan plays for Plymouth Whalers. You look at John McFarland, who plays for the Sudbury Wolves. You got so many young guys coming up. The butt pretty full for Canada. It'll be an exciting team again next year for Canada, especially if they can get Taylor Hall back. Highly unlikely, but if they can, Canada will be right there again competing for gold.
Classy American team, great kids to talk to and deal with, who desperately wanted to climb that mountain, and more than anything wanted to beat Canada. Here is Ryan Rishaug with Jordan Eberle.
All right, thank you, Gord. Jordan, last year it was gold medal elation for you guys. Disappointment this year. Can you try and explain how difficult this is to go through right now?
Yeah, it's not easy. Obviously, show the heart that we have. We came back. It's just tough to lose on home ice like this, and in such a game like this, it's tough.
2 games in a row you were down by 2 goals against this team, Jordan. 2 games in a row you guys come back. It seems like at no point did you feel or look like you were out of the hockey games. Where did that come from with this team?
You know, we've battled back against them on New Year's, and they're a good team. They have a lot of speed, and we try to contain it. And we battled back the whole game, and it just seemed like they kept coming. And they played well, especially in overtime. Got the winner there, and this is definitely hard to swallow.
Thanks, Jordan.
And moments ago, Taylor Hall moved down the handshake lineup, and there near to the end, found his teammate, Cam Fowler. And now the United States receives the gold medals. Think about this, Pierre. The U.S. won the gold in 2004 in Helsinki. Last weekend, when the American Olympic team was named, 3 members of that team, Zach Parise, Ryan Suter, Ryan Kessler, were named to Team USA for the Vancouver Olympics.
A lot of guys from that team are playing in the NHL today. Matty Carl's playing for Philadelphia. He was a guy that had a chance to play for the U.S. Olympic team. Mark Stewart of the Boston Bruins. They're doing some nice things with their developmental programs. And Gord, you talked about it all tournament long. Look where some of the players are coming from. Edmond, Oklahoma, Las Vegas, Nevada, Southern California. You're getting all these players from non-traditional hockey markets, and a major reason why the NHL chose to expand in non-traditional hockey markets, and those NHL teams built rinks, put coaching staffs in place, and developed some young players. It's a great story.
The last time this tournament was played here in 1991, it was a straight round robin. It came down to the last game between Canada and its then arch rival, the Soviet Union, and John Slaney scored to give Canada the gold medal. That was our first World Junior at TSN. This is our 20th, and we find ourselves back in Saskatoon, and we had another classic. It really is an unforgettable tournament for the drama, the excitement, the emotion that these young men show. Cam Fowler can come back next year for the U.S.
He might be in the NHL too.
There's Dean Blaze. Dean Blaze getting his gold medal.
That's Marco Siki, who was an assistant coach with his team. He was a very good player at the University of Wisconsin.
Cam Fowler, #1 overall.
The championship trophy is now being delivered to center ice by your FedEx delivery man.
L'équipe médaillée d'or recevra le trophée de l'IHF à titre de championne du tournoi mondial junior 2010 de l'IHF.
we would ask team captain Derek Steppen to come forward to accept the IIHF Championship Trophy from Frank Gonzalez. As is customary in international hockey, we ask that you now rise for the playing of the USA National Anthem. Carrying tonight's flags are members of the Saskatoon Naval Reserve Division HMCS Unicorn. In 2010, the Canadian Navy will be celebrating their 100th anniversary. Following the anthem, we will ask Chairman Frank Gonzalez to officially close the 2010 IIHF World Junior Championship.
Comme le veut la coutume au hockey international, nous vous prions de vous lever pour l'hymne national des États-Unis.
The 2010 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship is brought to you by Imperial Oil, proud sponsor of Hockey Canada for 25 years. Celebrate hockey with Esso Hockey gift cards, only at Esso and On the Run locations. By RBC, enthusiastic sponsor of the 2010 Olympic Torch Relay. By Nike, official training partner of Team Canada. And by TELUS, proud partner of Hockey Canada.